March 8, 2014, a routine flight that became one of the most perplexing aviation disasters in history. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, carrying 239 souls, took off from Kuala Lumpur bound for Beijing. But within hours, it vanished without a trace, leaving behind an ocean of unanswered questions. Families were left in anguish, investigators were baffled, and conspiracy theories ran wild. What really happened to Flight MH370? Was it a tragic accident, or was something more sinister at play? In Part 1, we uncovered the initial details of MH370's disappearance, the eerie final transmission, the unexpected course deviation, and the search efforts that led to the discovery of scattered debris. But there are still more questions than answers. Now, we dive deeper into the theories, the strange anomalies, and the chilling possibilities that could explain why this plane was never found. Could it have been a case of deliberate sabotage, a hijacking gone wrong, or something beyond our comprehension? At 1:19 a.m., Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah's last words echoed over the radio. "Good night, Malaysian 370. It was a routine farewell, nothing unusual, nothing alarming. But within minutes, MH370 would become the most baffling mystery in modern aviation history. Shortly after crossing into Vietnamese airspace, the plane's transponder was deliberately switched off, severing its connection with air traffic control. The aircraft, a massive Boeing 777 with 239 souls on board, vanished from civilian radar. What followed was even more perplexing. The plane made a sharp, unexpected turn, veering westward back over Malaysia instead of continuing its route to Beijing. Why the sudden deviation? Was there a struggle in the cockpit? A hijacking? Or was someone in full control, executing a meticulously planned maneuver? Instead of returning to an airport or signaling distress, MH370 crossed the Malay Peninsula, flew past the island of Penang, and continued over the Andaman Sea. From there, satellite data suggests it traveled southward into one of the most remote and inhospitable areas of the Indian Ocean. For nearly 7 hours, the aircraft flew in eerie silence, leaving a digital footprint via satellite pings but never making contact again. Was this a carefully orchestrated act of sabotage, or a desperate attempt to regain control in a doomed flight? A leading theory is that the aircraft continued on autopilot until fuel exhaustion, eventually crashing into the ocean. Some experts believe the cabin was depressurized, causing hypoxia, oxygen deprivation, rendering passengers and crew unconscious. If the pilots had lost control due to a sudden decompression event, the aircraft could have continued its final journey without human intervention. But this theory doesn't explain the most disturbing detail. Why were the communication systems manually shut down before the turn? If it was an accident, why wasn't there a mayday call or distress signal? Could someone have remained conscious long enough to steer the plane before ultimately succumbing to hypoxia? Or was this a far more calculated act? Perhaps the most controversial theory is that Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah, a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 flight hours, deliberately crashed the plane. Investigators found that he had practiced a flight path eerily similar to MH370's final known trajectory on his home flight simulator. Was this merely a coincidence or a chilling rehearsal for an unspeakable act? Zaharie's personal life was scrutinized intensely. Some reports suggested he was facing personal turmoil, while others described him as a dedicated professional pilot with no known motive for such an act. Friends and family have strongly rejected the notion that he would take the lives of 238 others with him. But the disturbing possibility remains. Was this a premeditated mass murder-suicide, akin to other documented aviation disasters? Or could he have been coerced, forced into an impossible situation by an unknown external force? An even darker theory suggests that MH370 was intercepted, perhaps even shot down by a military force. Some theorists believe the aircraft may have accidentally strayed into restricted airspace and was mistaken for a threat. If this were true, would governments go to extreme lengths to hide their mistake? Why has no military radar from any country definitively confirmed the plane's location during its final hours? Did nations with advanced satellite tracking capabilities see more than they've admitted? Some suspect that evidence of the plane's fate may be buried beneath layers of classified information, never to be revealed to the public. If MH370 was indeed intercepted, why has no government come forward with an explanation? Could an international cover-up be concealing the truth? And if the plane was deliberately destroyed, why did pieces of debris wash up thousands of miles away? Adding to the intrigue, MH370 was reportedly carrying an unusual shipment. Speculation has run wild. Some believe the plane was transporting sensitive materials, possibly even classified military technology. Was the disappearance an elaborate operation to seize this cargo? Or was the aircraft itself a target of a high-stakes international conflict? The airline has maintained that the cargo was standard, but skeptics aren't convinced. If there was something highly valuable or dangerous on board, who wanted it? And to what lengths would they go to ensure it never reached its destination? One of the strangest aspects of MH370's case is the complete lack of communication. In other aviation disasters, there is often a frantic last attempt to reach help. A distress call, a mayday signal, something. But MH370's crew remained silent. The transponder was turned off, communication channels were shut down, and the plane drifted into oblivion. What could have silenced an entire flight in an era of advanced aviation technology? While it may sound far-fetched, some believe that MH370 was caught in something beyond human comprehension. Could it have been a case of electromagnetic interference? An encounter with an unknown force? Some UFO theorists argue that the plane was abducted. Its passengers were taken by an unidentified entity, never to be seen again. While there's no scientific basis for this, the absence of concrete evidence has only fueled the wildest of imaginations. Years have passed, but MH370 remains one of the most haunting enigmas in aviation history. Families of the passengers and crew still seek answers, desperate for closure. Investigators continue to search for new leads, hoping to one day uncover the truth. But the Indian Ocean is vast, and the secrets it holds may never fully surface. Was MH370 the victim of an unimaginable accident, a deliberate act, or something far more sinister? Until the black box is found, the final moments of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 will remain locked in the depths of mystery, silent, elusive, and unsettling. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of modern times. Despite years of investigation, exhaustive searches, and endless theories, we are still left with the same question. What really happened to Flight MH370? For the families of the passengers and crew, the pain of uncertainty continues. The final resting place of the plane remains unknown, its story unfinished. Perhaps one day technology, luck, or a whistleblower will finally bring closure to this haunting enigma. But until that day, MH370 remains a ghostly reminder of how, even in an age of advanced surveillance and technology, an entire plane, 239 people, can simply disappear. What do you think happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? Do you believe in the official theories, or do you suspect something more sinister? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this investigation compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe to Unreal Archives, and turn on notifications. Stay tuned as we continue uncovering the world's strangest and most unexplained mysteries. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and never stop searching for the truth.